Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. And welcome to dinner and Dallas Cowboys because, well, you gotta have Dallas Cowboys, and you definitely gotta have dinner. You know I'm always busy, so I'm always doing something, and there's always stuff with the Dallas Cowboys. So I literally will shoot a video anywhere, wherever I am, and I'm actually cooking dinner. I've been doing this keto diet, and again, if you don't like a long video, if you don't like cooking, if you want me to hurry up and get to the point, then don't watch this video. Because I do these as I'm cooking dinner and everything else, so I can help some other people who want to decide to do keto. Now, truth be told, I started 3 weeks ago, Sunday, doing this keto diet, and I started out at 271 pounds. This afternoon, 252 and a half pounds. I've literally lost 19 pounds. What's crazy about this diet is I'm not hungry. What happens is you don't have sugar, you don't have carbs. And what happens when you have sugar and carbs is it makes you feel sleepy after you eat. The sugar and stuff builds up in your guts. That's why you get the inner tube. And it just keeps you eating and eating and eating. Once you get into ketosis, your body stops feeding off of the sugar and things and starts feeding off of the fat. So you get about 20-25% protein in your system. You get a lot of vegetables. And you get a lot of fat. So, butter, heavy cream, sour cream, cream cheese are all things that you need to have. But you can't have sugar. So you can't have candy. For me, and I'm old, all of you guys out there that are 50 and 50 plus, get your colonoscopy done. Okay? It's not something my guy wants to get done, but colon cancer is a killer. A silent killer. And generally speaking, if you don't get a colonoscopy and they find out you got colon cancer, it's a death sentence. If you go in, get the colonoscopy, they take the polyps out and everything, you're good to go. And you should get that done at 50. So, mine is scheduled for Thursday. And that means I'm on a liquid diet today, tomorrow, and I can't eat after 5 o'clock until after I have the colonoscopy. I had one 2 years ago, and they found some rather large polyps in there, so I have to have them done every 2 years. So I'm making some chicken broth. But anyway, on to the Dallas Cowboys, because that's what you really want to talk about. I'm doing this diet because I'm trying to get a little healthier. Trying to lose some weight, make it easier on my knee, and hopefully I can live a little longer. And that's where we are with our Dallas Cowboys. Unfortunately, we've not been having too much luck when it comes to health on our offensive line. Our offensive line is nowhere near where it used to be. When we used to be the best offensive line in football. They're not bad. Don't get me wrong. They're not bad. But they're a far cry from 2014 and 2016, where they were just literally jacking people up. We have not had this many different combinations of offensive linemen in a long time. We got Zach Martin, who is getting a lot of treatment, who's been playing on a sprained knee all season. I think our best hope is that he's back if we make it to playoffs. Xavier Salafalo, who was thrown into duty because Connor Williams got hurt, got literally punched in the eye and is forced to still have his eye intact. So what I'm doing here Actually, I'm taking the chicken. I ended up putting some, I like spicy stuff, but I ended up using some Creole seasoning on the chicken, some basil, and salt and pepper on that, and I'm browning it with some olive oil and butter. That'll help lock in some of the juicy stuff. And then what you do is, when you put the water into it, the flavoring and stuff caramelizes in the bottom of there, and all that stuff will lift off. And I'll put some more butter in it before I do that, but I'll put these, put the garlic, I'll put some onions, and I like jalapeno peppers and celery and stuff in there to kind of cook down, and onion to let it all kind of simmer together and make it hot. And what I'll do is basically strain it out. Save the chicken, make chicken breasts, or I can do like shredded tacos, just not on a tortilla shell, but make like a salad, or make chicken salad out of it. So it's very versatile. And chicken broth is actually really, really good to drink. And the great thing about doing this is when you buy, let me see if I got a can here. Well, doesn't look like I got any chicken broth in there. But when you buy stuff in the store in the cans and things, they end up putting in all kinds of ingredients, okay? You know, to make it last, they put in a lot of salt, they end up putting in sugar, all these things. So you gotta be careful if you're actually trying to do this keto diet that you try and get fresh stuff as much as possible. Because salt and sugar create cravings. And they have a formula that kind of makes you want to eat more. Now again, I don't know if I look like I've lost any weight or not. I definitely feel like my pants are getting loose and baggy. And I was told that some women don't like baggy pants, baggy clothes, so I may have to get some new clothes if this keeps up. But take a look at that chicken. And even, this is how crazy it is. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I've got some chicken breasts, and then I've got some boneless chicken thighs in here because those are loaded with fat. Chicken breast doesn't really have a lot of flavor because there's not a lot of fat in it. But when that cooks down together, it's going to definitely put a little bit of fat in there. And you definitely want that fat. So if our team, and don't get me wrong, hats off to our offensive line. Zeke Elliott leads the NFL in rushing with an offensive line that is literally a makeshift line. Tyron Smith has missed 2 games. Connor Williams has missed like 3 games and couldn't get a starting role back. Travis Frederick is gone. Zach Martin hurt in the Eagle game and has been playing on a bad wheel. Literally, it's amazing that this team is anywhere near where it's been with all these injuries. That being said, we're getting close to crunch time. We're getting close to playoffs, and I know we technically could miss the playoffs. The statistics say that we got a 95% chance of making it, so I'm hoping that that number is correct, and that's exactly what we do, that we do make the playoffs. But nothing is guaranteed. We want to grab this over here. Nothing is guaranteed, so don't take anything for granted. But our biggest problem has been being able to play on the road. And that, my friends, is a product of the offensive line. And I know the Dak haters out there right now are saying, oh, there he goes. Dak can't do no wrong. He's a Dak lover. You know, Saint Dak and this thing. No, understand this. Here's the thing. When you lose Travis Frederick, understand the center is one of the toughest positions on the whole team. That center has to understand where everybody is. The quarterback's saying, that guy is the center. as in the linebacker, that's the center of the defense, okay? He's got to then call protection to the rest of the guys in there so they know who's who. Because you got, just because the guy's lined up here doesn't mean that's where he's coming. You can have a stunt, a twist, okay? This guy could be going outside. Everybody could be shooting the gaps here. This guy could go out, and then all of a sudden the end comes around the center. He's got to make those calls to those guys so everybody has that gap covered and every hat on a man. You lost that guy from the beginning. Joe Looney, because you got Travis Frederick there on the sideline, has been mentoring him and working with that team, and literally may not be out there physically, but his emotion and his mentality is out there helping this team. Now, you started out Connor Williams on one side. He gets injured. Then he's got to come in and take out the opposite side. He's switching around where he's playing. And if you are left-handed or right-handed, try and write with the other hand. Because that's what it's like switching from one side to the other. That's part of the problem for Taco. Taco was really on the wrong side because he was always on the other side. And it's hard to change up. The other thing and problem when you're on the road is you can't hear. You got the other crowd. And if you're not used to playing in those positions, if you got somebody different in there, those things on the road are that much harder. Because I can't hear the calls then. And what the Cowboys used to have, when you have a Travis Frederick in the center, a Zach Martin, a Tyron Smith, and Lyle Collins all over here that basically have been playing together for years. You don't have to hear. You've seen it all. You've done it all. You've gone through every one of these scenarios a million times. And communication is that much better. Oh, this smells so good. God, it smells good. Wait, like you said, garlic in there, a little bit more butter. So. But that's the difference of having guys. It makes a difference. And let's be honest, too. If you have a healthy offensive line, if you've got a Zach Martin out there healthy, if you got a Travis Frederick out there, you got a Tyron Smith, those 4th and 1s, they're blowing that sucker out. There is no question that doesn't hurt a team. So, that's one of the reasons why this team has been awful on the road. I love cooking. I love the smell of the herbs and things. There's nothing better than the smell of garlic cooking in butter. Oh, shout out to I got a few people who have said, including my cousin, that they want to start this keto diet. I think I've almost converted my cousin Danny because he's like, man, I be seeing the stuff you're eating and stuff, man. That stuff look good. That don't look like no diet. And then I tell him I lost 19 pounds. He's like, man, I could lose 20 pounds, man. I'd be killing it. So, yeah, it's working for me right now. I don't know. Think I should send some cooking down to the Cowboys? So once the chicken's brown, I'm going to put some more butter in there and then put the vegetables in there and let that soften. And put in the jalapeno peppers, just in a couple habaneros. I like everything spicy, so I'm just actually going to cut a little slice into that and just let that flavor just kind of percolate. And put in a couple of bay leaves and salt and pepper to taste. Let it cook down for a couple hours, and you got chicken broth. And the great thing about it is, my wife actually bought some containers like this because you can actually just drink it because it's actually really tasty. But if you got recipes like you want to make shrimp and grits, you got your own homemade chicken broth. You got chicken that you can use for a multitude of recipes. If you just want to have a salad, just put some fresh chicken in there. It'll spread apart and tear up really nice. You can end up doing like, you know, take the chicken and put some seasoning in it and stuff, and you know, or some cream and make a chicken soup. That's multitudes you can do. So do this like on a weekend. You got chicken broth for the week. You got some chicken. Look at this. Now, you cook this. This is still a little rare on the inside. I just want to brown it, just caramelize it a bit to get that flavor and stuff in there. But you can cook this longer, and you can just have it just like this. So, yeah, real good. Look, let me show you guys what it looks like here in the pot, where all that great flavor and stuff is. See that? Down here on the bottom. See where that's browned in there? We put a little more butter on that, and then put the other vegetables in there. They'll absorb a lot of that flavor and stuff, and it'll be such a good, flavorful taste to it. Oh, one other thing too. Here's what's crazy about this diet. Intermittent fasting is part of this. And I know if you've ever fasted before, you're sitting there thinking like, I'm so hungry, I gotta eat, I gotta eat. And what's crazy is, I've had coffee this morning, black coffee. That was, I got up about 13 hours ago, and I haven't had anything to eat today. And I'm really not hungry. You know why? My body is eating the fat. It's burning it as fuel. And because I don't have all the sugar and all the grain and all the salt, body's not craving it. All right. A little olive oil. So guys, I'm going to let that go ahead and soften up and get crystallized. Put the chicken back in. Put a couple of bay leaves in there. Just let it simmer. It'll make a great chicken broth. And it's going to be my dinner for the next 2 days. So I'll show you guys when it's done. See you guys.